Talking about a hot start to the work week. Hey everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center, and under tons of sunshine, it has been hot with 90s, mid to upper 90s and triple digits across our Tri-County area. Now, one more round of this excessive heat is expected, and that's going to be tomorrow before we start to see a shift in the weather pattern Wednesday with a weak cold front that's going to bring a lot of changes I think many of us are going to enjoy. But let's go ahead and take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. Look at what's been happening, what's going to happen, and how these changes are going to really impact our forecast as we go forward through the next several days. And we're going to start off with cameras across the high desert. Currently, we have only a little bit of cloud cover, not much at all, and it's been like that through most of the day. We're expecting this to continue tomorrow with just some clouds. Just a quick look back today. Here are your record highs and what we achieved today across Central Oregon. Bend tied a record high right at the century mark. Now, we're still waiting on a lot of the final numbers to come in. Redmond got to 99. Madras got to 102. Sisters broke a record of 101 set back in 1996. They got up to 102 today, but that's at the Sisters Airport where the sensor is. I got another report from Chloe, who lives in Sisters, and says showed me her weather station, and it got up to 104 at her place. We got to 99 in Prineville and 97 degrees in Sun River. There's also a series of heat and fire related weather alerts across the entire state. Let's take this little by little. We're going to start with the heat related alerts. This was in effect through today, continues until 10 p.m. Tuesday. This is an extreme heat warning, and this basically means that temperatures are just going to be excessively hot actually reaching into the triple digits, but not quite as high as 105 to 110. So between highs in the mid to upper 90s with some triple digits as high as 105 once again. Now, when it comes to the weather alerts, we also have a red flag warning. This was issued today around 1 p.m. and it's for the entire Tri-County area, including all of the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs Reservation, and any fires that start are likely to spread rapidly. As we go forward through the day tomorrow and Wednesday, afternoon winds pick up. We're going to be extremely dry. We're already extremely dry. This heat and sunshine have been drying out surface fuels. They're nearly cured at the moment, which means they can't get much drier than they already are. And today's relative humidity values through the afternoon and evening have been in the teens. By tomorrow and Wednesday, we're looking at teens with some single digits potentially as far as percentage values go. Now, today we actually had a pretty elevated fire risk of fire danger, and where you're seeing the oranges on the map, that's where it was high. The yellows, that's where it was moderate. The greens, that's where it was low. But tonight, that all becomes low. By tomorrow afternoon, we're looking at another round of potentially high fire weather risk, and keeping it that way through the next couple of days. Now, today, I haven't seen too many reports of much in the way of fire activity, and all of our air quality is sitting in the green. Both the hourly average from the DEQ and the real-time sensors from eSpace show good air quality. Now, going forward through the next couple of days, it should stay good unless there's another fire that starts up. We'll be on top of that like we normally are. Now, temperature trend shows 90s through the 80s into the 70s this evening. Overnight, only dipping into the 60s with a few 50s even possible. Now, the next few days, we start to see some changes, but by tomorrow, we're still topping out in the mid to upper 90s, some triple digits, tons of sunshine and few clouds. Our UV intensity forecast is going to be very high through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By Friday, it dips down a little bit. That's because of additional cloud cover, but still high. Now, when it comes to the heat, we're talking tons of sunshine, only a little bit of cloud cover tomorrow. Highs in the mid to upper 90s and some triple digits. By Wednesday, a weak cold front starts to roll through the Pacific Northwest. This does bring some cloud cover. Not much in the way of rain chances, but it does also bring a dip in temperature. So 90s and some 80s Wednesday, 80s by Thursday. Still warm, but near and below average for this time of the year. By Friday and Saturday, more clouds start to roll in, and our next decent chance of rain is going to hold off until we get to Saturday. Some PM showers are possible. Satellite and radar shows, well, not much at all. There's not much on satellite with cloud cover, and there's nothing on radar for rain, I should say. But even when we look across the entire Pacific Northwest, this high pressure is expanded over the entire region and keeping all of the entire weather pattern at bay when it comes to activity, but it is also keeping it hot. You can see this broad and strong ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean. When you look at that pressure, the isobars are equal lines of pressure. and it's just staying put. It's not going to really start to flatten until we get to Wednesday. So ultimately, today, high temperatures, mid to upper 90s, some triple digits. As we go forward, it's going to be just as hot again tomorrow. So current temperatures right here, right now, are mostly where those highs were. Also, we're running between 4 and almost 10 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. And our forecast model actually shows that we're keeping it clear through tonight. By tomorrow afternoon, some clouds. By the time we get to Wednesday, a weak front rolls through. This weak front isn't going to bring too much in the way of change, but it flattens our high pressure, weakens our high pressure. So that means more clouds, cooling temperatures, no rain in sight. By Friday at noon, there's a very low chance of any precipitation. So altogether, we are looking at maybe a few sprinkles in the highest elevations, but that's about it. Now winds, gusts have been between 10 and 20 miles per hour, so gusts not that bad. Winds, a light breeze, 2 to 12 miles per hour. And here through the next couple of hours, it does get a little breezy. By tomorrow, same thing, 5 to 15 gusting at 20 to 25 miles per hour. But Wednesday, wind speeds crank up, hence that red flag warning. So for tonight, expect 60s and some 50s. By Tuesday, we're looking at mid to upper 90s and some triple digits again. Not as hot, but still extremely hot. And as we go forward, the heat dome holds through tomorrow. That's why we have the 90s and some triple digits. It's going to be very dry with breezy afternoons. So there is a red flag warning for Tuesday and Wednesday. But by the midweek, a pattern shift brings a cooling trend to the high desert. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. The first show starts at 5 o'clock on ABC. We'll see you then.